The Blood Nexus. Prologue. Humanity's accidental masterpiece. For as long as anyone could remember, humanity had a bad habit of solving problems in ways that occasionally made them worse. This wasn't limited to minor infractions like accidentally inventing glow-in-the-dark hamsters or designing shoes that walked you instead of the other way around. No, humanity's particular talent was finding solutions that worked just well enough to spiral out of control. Case in point, genetic engineering. By the 22nd century, humans had unlocked the genetic code and, predictably, decided to start messing with it. At first, it was innocent enough. Longer lifespans? Sure. Disease resistance? Why not? But then someone decided it would be fun too. See if they could make a person glow under UV light. From there, things escalated. Athletic leagues collapsed when sprinters with reinforced leg tendons started breaking sound barriers. A brief fad for wings ended in chaos when people realized that gravity was not as negotiable as Instagram made it seem. The last straw came with the infamous hyper-chihuahua incident, during which someone thought it would be a great idea to genetically modify small dogs for enhanced companionship. What humanity got instead were 15-pound balls of rage capable of dismantling cars. The Intergalactic Council of Bioethics took one look at Earth's experiments, shuddered, and banned humanity from conducting further genetic research. Naturally, humanity said, "Sure, we'll stop," and immediately moved the experiments underground. That's how Project Nexus was born, a highly classified initiative to create the perfect human genome. Officially, the project's goals were lofty: cure all diseases, optimize physical and mental capabilities, and usher in a new era of human potential. Unofficially, the researchers were absolutely trying to win the galaxy's unofficial "who can build the coolest species" competition. The results? Mixed. Sure, they created some successes. Subject 12 could calculate orbital mechanics faster than most computers. Subject 45 could lift a tank over his head. But there were also the less publicized results. Subject 77, who turned everything he touched into magnets. Subject 88, whose superhuman strength was matched only by his incredible clumsiness. And Subject 99, who could generate a force field, but couldn't stop narrating his own life like it was a movie trailer. By the time Earth's leaders realized the program had gone off the rails, the damage was done. The Gene Lords, as they came to be known, were quietly shuffled into secret facilities and politely ignored. That is, until the Chalaxis Swarm showed up. Part 1. The inconvenience of galactic invasions. If the galaxy had an equivalent of neighborhood pests, it would be the Chalaxis. These termite-like aliens had perfected the art of showing up uninvited, devouring everything in sight, and then leaving a bill for their services. By the time Earth's neighbors had figured out how to deal with them, the Chalaxis had moved onto the next star system, leaving behind nothing but smoldering ruins and a vague sense of humiliation. When the Chalaxis arrived in the Sol system, humanity reacted as it always did, with a mix of ingenuity, stubbornness, and just a touch of misplaced confidence. The first response involved firing a barrage of missiles at the invading fleet. Unfortunately, the Chalaxis ships were equipped with energy fields that rendered them immune to conventional weaponry. The second response involved Operation Big Mirror, an attempt to reflect sunlight at the invaders to overheat their systems. This resulted in the unexpected incineration of the moon's topsoil, and absolutely no damage to the Chalaxis. Faced with certain doom, humanity finally decided to call in the Gene Lords. It wasn't an easy decision. Dr. Marla Teska, the lead researcher of Project Nexus, was brought to the Emergency Council meeting. where she presented the pros and cons of releasing the Gene Lords. Pros, she began, flipping through her notes. They are incredibly powerful and might be able to stop the invasion. Cons, they're unpredictable. Subject 42 once destroyed a bakery because he was allergic to wheat. Subject 19 has an unfortunate habit of breaking every chair he sits on. And Subject 88 accidentally leveled half of Uruguay when he tripped during a training exercise. "We'll take our chances," said the Secretary General, who had just watched 3 major cities vanish under a Chalaxis bombardment. And so, Facility 19 was opened, and the Gene Lords were unleashed. The first to engage the Chalaxis was Subject 45, who after accidentally throwing a tank into low orbit discovered that his strength was perfect for smashing through enemy drones. Subject 12 hacked into the Chalaxis communication network using a jury-rig laptop and some chewing gum, broadcasting an absurdly remixed version of Earth's national anthems mashed together with heavy bass drops and snippets of whale song. This sonic onslaught, which humanity dubbed the harmonic havoc, caused the Chalaxis hive-mind to short-circuit as their drones spiraled into each other in a desperate attempt to escape the auditory chaos. By the time Subject 99 turned one of their motherships into an impromptu disco ball with his force field, it was clear that humanity's secret weapon wasn't just effective, it was an absolute nightmare for the Chalaxis. "This is insane," Dr. Teska muttered as she watched Subject 77 magnetize an entire swarm of drones to the hull of his armor. "They're either going to save the world or destroy it. Why not both?" Subject 99 replied cheerfully, before launching himself into the fray. Part 2. Humanity's peculiar superpower. The Chalaxis Swarm had prided itself on one thing: perfection. Their hive-mind coordination, their meticulous strategies, their seamless synchronization, all of it was built to dominate any foe through sheer efficiency. What they hadn't accounted for, however, was humanity's defining trait: chaotic improvisation, or as the Chalaxis would later describe it, weaponized nonsense. The Chalaxis drones operated as a single, unified entity, every move calculated and precise. Their war doctrine was built around predictable responses. An enemy attacked, they countered with precision. Humans, however, didn't counter. They swatted, and they did it with flair. In one battle, Subject 77 magnetized a shipment of industrial flyswatters, yes, literal flyswatters, and launched them into a Chalaxis drone formation. The swatters ricocheted with alarming accuracy, leaving drones crumpled like discarded soda cans. "I thought it was thematic," Subject 77 quipped. Another time, Subject 12 hacked into a Chalaxis mothership and replaced their strategic projections with a looping animation of a human child lethally stomping on a bug. For good measure, he added sound effects. Squish, squish. The hive-mind became so agitated that several drones abandoned their posts entirely, hovering aimlessly in confusion. "You treat us like vermin," the Chalaxis queen screeched into the void. Humanity's response: airdropping thousands of oversized, novelty fly traps into the Chalaxis encampments. Subject 88, in his most infamous maneuver, used his enhanced strength to launch a massive replica of a human bug zapper complete with neon lights into a drone swarm. The resulting electromagnetic pulse fried the circuits, leaving the queen shrieking in rage as she watched her drones spiral out of control. "They started it," Subject 88 said with a shrug. To humanity, it was Tuesday. The Chalaxis queen, desperate to restore order, dispatched a contingent of elite drones to disable Earth's orbital defenses. The humans' response, launching what appeared to be a guided missile, but was actually a repurposed garbage chute stuffed with glitter bombs. The explosion coated the drones in shimmering particles, rendering their cloaking technology useless and marking them as prime targets for Earth's defenses. The humans called it Operation Sparkle Strike. The Chalaxis called it an affront to galactic warfare. Perhaps the most iconic moment came during the Battle of Erithon Fields. The Chalaxis deployed a massive siege engine designed to crush human defenses. In response, Subject 88 rigged a fleet of drones to broadcast a holographic image of a giant rubber duck floating serenely above the battlefield. The Chalaxis hive-mind, unable to comprehend the tactical relevance of the duck, hesitated long enough for human artillery to destroy the siege engine. When asked about his strategy, Subject 88 shrugged and said, "Everyone loves ducks." As the war dragged on, the Chalaxis began to fear humanity's unpredictability more than their war power. It wasn't just the strength of the Gene Lords or the ingenuity of Earth's engineers, it was the fact that humans turned every encounter into a game they refused to lose. The Chalaxis, bound by their rigid logic, couldn't adapt to an enemy whose strategy boiled down to, "Let's see what happens if we press this button." Humans, she hissed to her advisors, are insufferable. The real turning point came when Subject 12, in a fit of brilliance that bordered on madness, hacked into a Chalaxis command ship and replaced their hive-mind signals with Earth's infamously annoying elevator music. For 3 hours, every Chalaxis drone moved to the rhythm of the girl from Ipanema. As they swayed and collided in perfect confusion, humanity's forces swept in for a decisive victory. Part 3. The Blood Nexus. The Chalaxis weren't stupid. As the war dragged on, they adapted, focusing their attacks on the Gene Lords. But humanity had an answer: the Blood Nexus. Dr. Teska and her team, working out of Facility 19, developed the Blood Nexus as a way to stabilize and amplify the Gene Lord's chaotic powers. It wasn't just a device, it was a revolution. Using the combined genetic data of every Nexus subject, the Blood Nexus turned potential liabilities into strengths. Subject 88, whose clumsiness had been legendary, now moved with the grace of a ballerina capable of lifting tanks. Subject 77, who had once magnetized every piece of cutlery in his vicinity, could now direct his powers to dismantle Chalaxis warships mid-battle. Subject 99, of course, remained as flamboyant as ever, using his upgraded force field to redirect enemy fire into artistic displays of destruction that he called combat installations. But the Chalaxis Queen's frustration reached its peak during the infamous Battle of the Glitter Nebula, when humanity unleashed its full arsenal of bug-themed trolling. Subject 77, in a moment of pure inspiration, magnetized and hurled hundreds of industrial-grade flyswatters into a Chalaxis drone swarm. It felt appropriate, he later said with a grin. Meanwhile, Subject 12 hacked into the Chalaxis hive-mind and replaced their tactical overlays with an endless loop of Earth pest control commercials. One particularly grating jingle, "Say Goodbye to Bugs with Bug Zapper Supreme," caused so much disarray that several Chalaxis warships collided trying to retreat from the noise. Humanity didn't stop there. Subject 99 conjured a massive holographic projection of a human child holding a magnifying glass over a cartoonish anthill, complete with exaggerated flames. "It's educational," he explained when questioned, though the Chalaxis Queen's furious screech suggested she didn't share his appreciation for irony. As the battle raged on, Subject 88 deployed his Pi-CDR systems, a massive, neon-lit bug zapper built from salvaged Chalaxis ship parts. The sight of drones flying straight into the device's electromagnetic trap left humanity's forces roaring with laughter and the Chalaxis queen shrieking in impotent rage. "They're mocking us," she wailed through the hive mind, her frustration echoing across the battlefield. Humanity didn't stop there. Using the Blood Nexus, they synchronized their powers to create harmonic disruptors, energy pulses that turned Chalaxis drones into impromptu light shows. Entire swarms were neutralized, leaving the queen seething. "They fight like lunatics," she hissed, watching as Subject 99 turned an enemy flagship into what he cheerfully referred to as space origami. Part 4, The Chalaxis Downfall. The final blow to the Chalaxis came during the Battle of Sol's Reach, a desperate attempt by the swarm to destroy Earth once and for all. The Chalaxis queen deployed her largest fleet, confident that sheer numbers would overwhelm the Gene Lords. What she hadn't anticipated was humanity's absolute mastery of trolling taken to new heights. Subject 77 kicked things off by magnetizing several Chalaxis warships into an orbital bug jar, complete with a holographic label that read "Do not tap the glass." The visual, broadcast across both fleets, sent the hive mind into a frenzy as drones scrambled to free their trapped ships. Meanwhile, Subject 12 hacked into the Chalaxis fleet's internal systems and replaced their critical navigational data with images of human pest traps. The queen's scream of frustration echoed through the hive mind as she witnessed her prized fleet aimlessly chasing projections of sticky flypaper and oversized bug spray cans. Not to be outdone, Subject 99 added his own contribution by projecting a force field hologram of a colossal human hand swatting at drones, complete with exaggerated sound effects. "We're just keeping things authentic," he quipped as the Chalaxis drones spiraled out of formation, some outright colliding in their frantic attempts to evade the phantom hand. The queen's anger hit a boiling point when Subject 88, in his PI-CDR systems, deployed a neon-lit bug zapper supreme into the heart of her fleet. The device emitted pulses of electromagnetic energy that fried any drone foolish enough to approach it. Watching her drones fly directly into the trap, the queen shrieked, "They think this is a game." Humanity's response. Subject 99's final flourish, a massive force field projection of Earth's first moon landing, complete with the words, "We've done this before." As the Chalaxis fleet descended into chaos, humanity delivered the final blow with a coordinated strike that obliterated their remaining forces. As the Chalaxis fleet descended into chaos, humanity delivered the final blow with a coordinated strike that obliterated their remaining forces. By the end of the battle, the Chalaxis fleet was shattered. The queen, realizing her hive mind had been broken, attempted to flee. Subject 77, with his newfound control over magnetism, ensured her escape pod became a permanent addition to Earth's orbit, complete with a plaque that read Exhibit A. How not to invade Earth. Humanity had not only survived but won in a way only humans could, with flair and a bit of trolling. Epilogue. A galaxy changed forever. The defeat of the Chalaxis Swarm catapulted humanity onto the galactic stage. While most of the galaxy hailed humanity as heroes, the Chalaxis Queen, now an unwitting resident of Earth's orbit, endured ongoing humiliation. Her escape pod, permanently affixed to an artificial satellite, became a popular tourist attraction, complete with guided tours and holographic reenactments of her greatest defeats. School children on field trips gleefully pointed at the plaque beneath her pod that read, "The Queen of Bugs, defanged and grounded." Occasionally, broadcasts from the Queen's pod leaked into Earth's media. Her tirades about primitive apes, with no respect for proper warfare, became viral sensations, with humans remixing her complaints into chart-topping dance tracks. Humiliation. She shrieked in one broadcast, "Is not an art form. You'd be surprised." Subject 99 quipped during an interview. Earth became known as the birthplace of ingenuity and audacity. Alien civilizations marveled at humanity's ability to turn disaster into opportunity, chaos into victory. And as the galaxy watched, one thing became clear. When humans were involved, nothing was ever predictable. Subject 99 summed it up best during a press conference after the war. Some species fight wars. We make it an art form. You're welcome.